Happy Wednesday and welcome back to the Quirky Cast.
It's finally starting to feel like winter around here. It's been raining the past couple of days and it's going to rain for like a week more, I believe. But we are all cozy here. We're getting ready for Christmas. I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm in my Madison Beer era because I am sitting here with the Starface pimple patch, but you know, we're just going to embrace it today.
Yeah, and I like kind of got dressed up, but did nothing else.
And I'm sitting here in my cozy sweats.
We should do an episode where we just wear sweats.
Yeah.
Or pajamas, or like, you know, we should do one of those.
Yeah, like PJ sets. That would be cute. As we're approaching Christmas, and after listening to last week's episode, I still have not shopped for any holiday gifts yet.
Oh, are you serious?
I feel like it's going to be kind of a low-key holiday this season.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what I wanted it to be, but I just go too hard.
Yeah.
I spent way too much money.
Normally every year I think I do go too hard, but I feel like this year it's kind of just crawled in the back of my mind being like, okay, Christmas in a few days, Christmas is next week, now Christmas is in a couple more days. So yeah. I guess we'll see what's going to happen, but.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get a lot of gifts.
Yeah. That's what I'm planning on. And speaking of last week's episode, we did do our own holiday giveaway. So I know all of you are checking back into the podcast to see if you won or who the winner is. But of course, we're going to have you wait just a little bit longer and stay tuned to the end of this episode. We're going to be picking out a name and we're going to be announcing it at the end of this episode.
So I saw that you went to the Wonka movie.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was so good.
Really?
And I mean, I don't know what expectations I had. You know, I love musicals. I knew it was going to be a musical. I also have seen so many people saying that they came to the movies, they didn't know it was a musical. Like, I guess some people don't look at previews or some people don't really know. They just go to a movie because they want to see it. I went in knowing he was going to be singing. Like, that's the whole point of this movie, and I was so excited for it. But my expectations, I guess, were just minimal. Like, I was wondering if I was going to be cringed out from him, whatever, all that kind of stuff. I thought he did so good.
Really?
So amazing. And his voice, first of all, because like we've only heard him sing in a couple like scenarios, his voice was perfect.
Really?
It seemed like obviously they probably did do some auto-tuning or whatever, but to me, I heard his exact voice. It was perfectly like clear and he was hitting all these notes and he was so good.
So I was on TikTok and I saw a couple of things. I saw like a little snippet. And literally the caption said, Kylie Jenner getting the ick after this and leaving him. And I was like, so I saw that. And I know that you have
the ick factor on things.
Yeah. Like you don't want to watch an interview of someone or something because you don't want to get the ick of them.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you got the ick.
No. So what I did want to bring up is in the very beginning of the movie, how it starts off, you just see him appear on the screen. And the first instance of seeing him, he hits right into a musical number, okay? And I was like, oh, like this is how we're going to start. Like I knew he was going to sing, but I was like, okay.
You just jumped right into it.
He jumped right into it. And I was like, all right. So we're just kind of getting familiar with this character. And that first like song number, I was like, okay, like this is how the whole movie's going to go. But it was so weird because I see Timothée Chalamet as like this pretty boy character who's playing this Willy Wonka role. And it was hard for me in the beginning. I feel like I was wondering if I was going to switch from seeing Timothy to seeing him as his character.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, in some movies you can't. Like when you see somebody, like when you see The Rock plays himself in every film he's ever been in. So you never really get into his character that he's playing.
That's true.
But so I don't know what it was. Midway through the movie, my brain clicked when I was like, wait, this is Timothée Chalamet. Like, he was acting so good.
Yeah.
His acting, the characters, the whole movie was so amazing. Like, I keep saying that. I'm trying to think of other descriptive words. But what I also saw a lot of reviews about was that everyone who watched it said that they felt like a child again.
Really?
And it was a fun, like, entertaining, enjoyable, childlike film. I don't know. It just made me feel like I was a child. And I was like, this was so cool. And, like, I love movies like that.
Yeah. One other thing that I saw was at the premiere, one of the interviews that he did, the director said that he is Timmy Tim to thank for getting this role.
I did see something like that he saw his high school performance or whatever, and he's like, that's what casted him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I did also see this interview where he was on some talk show hosts, and they were pretty much asking about like Greta Gerwig, and they were like, we saw that there was rumors that you and, I always pronounce her name wrong, Scorsha, The redheaded girl that's in like all of the movies together with her.
I don't know how to pronounce her name.
There was rumors that the two of them were going to be in the Barbie movie. And that's what I thought because we all knew there was a celebrity guest that was going to show up that we didn't know. It ended up being John Cena, which was pretty funny. He was like, yeah, you know, it was crazy that when we wrapped up filming Wonka, they were now just setting up the set for Barbie. And I was like, wait, like they filmed Wonka before they even made the Barbie movie. And I'm like,
crazy.
That's crazy that the Barbie movie came out first in July and then Wonka just came out now in December.
Yeah.
And like just thinking of the timing, like maybe they had so much more editing to do because there was a lot of like CGI and editings of everything. Yeah. But I just think in the world of like editing and movies, like that's crazy with the timelines.
It is. Was there anything that was like Christmassy about Wonka?
Not really. I guess just like the overall message was like this cute, like heartfelt message. Yeah. I want to watch it again.
Yeah, I want to watch it. So maybe we'll have to watch it together again.
Yeah. Speaking about the movies, I've been going to the movies a lot lately because all these cool movies are coming out. One of my favorite genre of TikToks that are coming out now are people who make a TikTok to tell you what time you have to leave of the movie to use the restroom. And I love those. Whenever I'm going to see a movie, I look up Wonka movie pee times and they'll tell you as soon as you see the giraffe, when they're about to milk the giraffe, you have about 60 seconds or they said about 90 seconds to go run to the bathroom, and when you come back, only thing you're gonna miss is them milking the giraffe.
That's so funny, but it's so you.
Yes.
Like it's so on brand for you.
Yes. So funny. Because I like have to use the restroom obviously throughout the movie and I don't want to miss a part that I don't want to miss. Like I obviously want to see everything. But yeah, what was it? There was something else that I watched. Oh, the Hunger Games that I just watched. It's a 3-hour movie. Yeah. I'm going to have to go to the bathroom twice. They literally tell you as Lucy Gray is about to enter the arena, like as the Hunger Games are about to start, they say, go run to the bathroom. You have about like 90 seconds before the games actually start. And all they're doing is talking. And I'm like, that's exactly what I did. And I come back and I'm like, Austin, what did I miss? And he's like, nothing.
That's so
funny. If you guys have to go to the bathroom and you're going to go see a movie, look up what movie it is and pee times and they'll let you know.
Wow.
So I went to Panera Bread for lunch the other day. And, you know, because I love getting their broccoli cheddar bread bowls. And I was waiting for my food. My little buzzer rings. So I go up to the counter and I grab my food from the little counter. And I hear this older man come up next to me and he's handing his cup over the counter to the worker. And he was like, can I get a refill on my charged lemonade, please?
Did he want to not be here anymore? Or
see, I was under the impression that with these cases that are happening, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to say this allegedly, that there was 2 people who allegedly passed away after drinking this so-called charged lemonade from Panera Bread.
Yeah.
And obviously it happened to one person. And now it's happened to 2 people, which in my mind, I thought they were taking that off the shelf. They should not be serving this. And when I heard this man next to me ask for a refill, let alone drinking 1 cup already, he wants to get 2 cups of this, which they say 1 large cup of this charged lemonade has more caffeine than drinking 2 Red Bulls, which is insane. I can't even drink. If I drink 1, my heart is palpitating. So drinking 2, insane. And wanting to get a refill on this, I was like, I looked over at him and I'm like, I don't know if he knows. And the worst part was that the worker's like, sure, and gives him a refill.
That's insane. There needs to be like a warning label. I don't know if there is like underneath charged lemonade, but it needs to be like, warning, you might, but
yeah. But like, especially with these people who have like heart conditions or whatever, and they can't be taking in so much caffeine in a day. And it's lemonade. Who thinks that drinking lemonade is going to caffeinate them? Like, I think that's crazy. But so, yeah, that was the whole situation, was that these people who this happened to, sadly, it didn't have signs on the lemonade stations. And so they were just thinking they were drinking normal lemonade or whatever.
Yeah. And some people drinks really fast. Yeah. So they might have 5 cups of it. Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
But
that's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. But I don't know. I was shocked when I literally looked over at this older man and I was like, don't drink the lemonade. Please don't drink the lemonade.
I hope he made it home okay.
Yeah, I hope so too.
So in last week's episode, we tried to influence you all to buy some products for holiday gifts and whatnot. But for this week's episode, we want to de-influence you all for stuff that we have bought or things we have done that we just don't think are really worth it.
Yeah, we're kind of in our de-influencing era at the moment, you could say. And I feel like we have some good, funny things, or like I have some lists of things that I feel like you forgot about some of these things, and I'm excited to share them with you, and we'll just talk about them. This is also a trend right now on TikTok of people posting about their de-influencing products that they've tried and regret buying. So we're just going to share some of ours. Also, if you have any products or things of your own, put them down in the comments so we can check them out, or not check them out.
So we can stay away from them.
Yes, exactly. Do you have one that you want to start us off with?
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of mine are, I don't fully regret them, but some things might just be like I bought it at the wrong time or something like that. But the first one I want to start off with, which I feel like for us is kind of controversial, but is a Disney pass.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I love my Disney pass. And I always want to have one. And I just renewed my pass.
Same.
But I've been probably like 4 times this year. Maybe.
And like, is it even worth the price at that point?
And I'm paying, for my last pass, I was paying $90 a month. I'm paying $70 a month now. And it gets taken out of my account every month. And I'm like, oh, I haven't even seen Disneyland in 2 months. And
now we're blocked out for like the next 2 months. But every year I go through the same debate. I'm like, I'm not going to buy one this time, but I also feel like I'm going to regret not having it.
Yes. And I love having the freedom to go when I want to. If someone wants to do a photo shoot, I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't have to say, buy me a $300 ticket. But I don't know. I just feel like that one is like kind of controversial for us, but it's just, I go back and forth all the time. And my boyfriend, Jamie, he was just talking about his expires next month.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I was thinking about if I should renew it or not, because you still have yours for 2 months after mine expires. And he was like, it's only 2 months. We didn't have to get one. He was like, because now I have to get one.
Oh.
I'm like, oh. But either way, I think I still would have gotten one. But it's just money that I could be saving, you know?
Yeah, that is true. I just can't see myself in a world where like I can't go to Disney whenever I want.
Definitely.
That's also the thing. But then I also enjoy not going for a while, because then when you do go on those like trips like every once in a while, it's way more enjoyable.
Definitely.
Because I feel like I've ridden these rides so many times in my lifetime to where whenever I've been going, I just like to walk around and get food and hang out. I don't even wait in lines for rides anymore. Like if a ride's 30 minutes, I'm like, ooh, is that too long to wait? Because I've already ridden Pirates of the Caribbean like 30 times.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. But if you want to get a Disney pass, I'm all for it. I say get it, but think about it. Think about how much you're going to go.
Yeah. The first one on my list comes in very hand in hand with the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Every year, you know what I buy? I buy a daily planner. Every single year. And I'm so motivated. I'm so pumped. The first month in January, I'm writing down all my things that I'm going to do this month. And by the time it hits February, that planner is nowhere to be seen. I waste my money on a planner every single year. And this is the year I'm taking a stand and I am not buying one. When I was going over the topic of this episode, I was talking to Austin and I was like, what are some things that we think like are like de-influence or whatever? And he was like, a planner, you buy the most expensive planner every year.
I was going to say, sometimes
I buy like a $50 or $60 or $70 planner. I buy customized with my name on it. I buy customized colors for the pages. I customize my planner.
Oh.
And I'm not buying one this year.
That is wild. I usually get like a $10, $12 one from like TJ Maxx or something. They have the cutest ones. But I do have to say, this is the first year I've used my planner all year long.
I'm so proud of you. That's so good.
No, because every single year I always buy a planner. And it's, like you said, January, maybe half of February. And then it's November and I go back to it and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, should I try to fill in everything that I missed? Or
I just throw mine away at that point. I'm like, I'm done.
So speaking of Christmas time shopping, I think I regret a lot of my online shopping. Ooh. And it's not just one store in general. It's just, and maybe this is a me issue or us issue. Maybe this isn't a listener issue, but I buy so much stuff online. And you know, you can make returns. I make my returns, but I have stuff from years ago. I have a full closet that I haven't worn anything.
Mm-hmm.
And why do I online shop? And why do I buy all this stuff? Why don't I just buy what I need and throw my phone away? Because I will shop till I drop if those apps are on my phone.
It feels good. I feel like for me, it's like when I get a paycheck, I'm like, ooh, what can I buy? And I start filling up my cart and I'm like, I have the money, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I have the stuff and now what?
Yeah.
Like it just holds up in my closet. It takes up all the space. I wear it only one time.
Yeah. And I don't do enough things to order 50 items every single time I shop online, you know? I go to work every day.
Yeah.
And maybe do like 3 things a month. Like,
no, that's so true. Because I'll find things and I'm like, oh, I could wear this at this specific place on this specific time. And then I'm like, when am I ever going to do that?
yeah.
So
Yeah. Think before you spend your $500 paycheck on shopping.
my next one on my list is something that we both have experience of.
Okay. This might be on my list too.
Laser hair removal treatment.
Okay.
So we both have seen so many people's reviews and we know some people personally who've gotten this and they are bald and bare and have no hair.
Yeah.
Which is what we want as the outcome getting this treatment, especially when people like us are spending so much money.
So much money.
So much money.
Whenever people ask me how much it was, I'm like, you don't even want to know. You don't even want to know how much I spent.
The crazy thing of that for me is that, so Teddie was getting her treatments first before me. And, you know, she was my like guinea pig. I was like, okay, like you do it first and let me know how it goes.
And I influenced her to do this. I said, it's amazing.
And so basically months later, I find this store, this business that we went to. I find it. I find a storefront. And I was like, no way I have one in my city.
Yeah.
I walked in, walked out buying it. Like, no questions asked. I don't know what came over me. The lady influenced me. She was like, if you do it now, you're going to get this much off. And I was like, okay, take all my money. And I left the place and I was like, I spent the most I've ever spent on anything in my entire life.
So did you do the payment plan? Or?
I did.
Okay.
But I signed my name away on that contract and it was done.
Yeah.
Basically, with us saying all of this is with our own experience. I don't know what your experience is going to be, but what I'm going to say is I've noticed that when doing like the process, doing the physical process, I would say is the most painful thing I feel like I have done. I've never gotten a tattoo. I personally like hate needles, and having thousands of like lasers zap in your body, in the moment you are like, oh my God, this is the most painful thing. Afterwards, I'm like, wow, like that was so easy. That was so fine. But every time it's like when I get back into the session and I'm bare body, naked, laying on the bed, freezing as they're zapping me away.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did I do this to myself? It's so painful. It's crazy. But so what I was going to say was during the like process, when you're getting your treatments done like every few months, for me, I was getting no growing hair, which is what like you want the result to be. But now that I've been out of the treatment, I've finished all my sessions, I would say like hair is 100% growing back. It's not fully as thick as it has been, but I do still like have to shave and stuff, which is like the iffy situation between it's 100% better than what it was, but it's like, is what I paid worth for me to still be getting hair growing back? I don't know. And I guess I knew that going into it. I was like, I know I have the possibility where it's not going to 100% go away, but with how much I paid, I wish it was gone.
Yeah. Definitely with how much we paid, I think the results should have been a little bit better. Mm-hmm. I personally, if I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't do it. But since I did it, you know, trying to look into the light and be fine about it, I think like it did definitely help me a little bit, but like there's definitely, the hair does grow back.
Yes.
But it is definitely very thin. But it's also kind of like some spots it grows back and some spots it doesn't. Like, I don't know if they missed the laser on like half of my armpit and like, you know.
I 100%, I've noticed that.
And I have noticed like some places like where like I wish that I had no hair at all because it's so annoying to shave. I feel like that's the place where the hair does grow back.
Yes.
And I'm just like, really? Like, it is very light and I don't have to shave as often, but it is something to think about, and I don't know.
Yeah.
And also, we went to like a big name that does this, that advertises a lot. And I think they're more expensive than a lot of places.
Even
though we thought that we were getting a good deal, they told us like buy one large area, you get 2 free, but it was still like
a lot.
Yeah.
And I also will say with that, the place that we did go to, obviously I was looking up like reviews of people. Every single TikTok review has the paid partnership label at the bottom, and every single person's like, amazing, like all my hair is gone, like blah blah blah. And I'm just now thinking like they obviously all got paid.
Yeah.
So like they're obviously going to show their great experiences.
That's true.
And so I've been bamboozled. Also, I did want to mention that, I don't know, like for you, but for me, I had different people doing my treatment every single time. And every single person like had their own strategies or their own ways of doing it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if like if I had the same person, if certain areas would be treated more, because certain people would, I don't know, yeah, like do different strategies. And so they would go over these certain areas, and then you go to the next week's person or the next month's person, and they would do something different and they would miss those areas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh.
That's true.
Yeah.
So maybe if you are going to do laser hair removal, ask for the same person every week.
Yeah.
And I also feel like after doing this, like if I were to do it again, like if you feel like you aren't getting zapped where you know there is hair, you should say, can you get this little area right here? Because we did get different people. One person would get this area. The other person didn't do that. And I was kind of just like, oh, maybe it's like week on, week off right there or whatever.
Know.
But, or we went like every 6 weeks or every 8 weeks. It was something like that. But yeah, I don't know. But also with the pain, I didn't think it was that painful. And I could do it. My armpits, I felt nothing. They were like, are you okay?
Sorry, I was going to say, and the difference between us is that Teddie was doing it raw while I was getting numbing treatment on me. They were putting numbing cream on my areas so I shouldn't be feeling it, but it was painful for me. My armpits, honestly, I felt like were my worst pain.
Really?
My armpits and my ankles.
Yeah, the ankles.
And for you, the armpits were like, okay.
No, like they would be like, do you feel anything?
Oh.
And I'd be like, I feel nothing.
Uh-huh.
I feel nothing at all.
Crazy. So I guess that's just our general review. If you have any like other personal questions, you can obviously DM us, so we won't share all of our personals over here, but
yeah, we're an open book, but for that personal stuff, DM us and we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this also kind of goes off of last week, something that I said that you can get as a gift. So I put down the Canon G7X. 1, I love it.
Yes.
2, I bought it and I never used it. So I was just kind of thinking, like, if you have plans and you want to become a YouTuber, or you like are serious about recording stuff, yes, get a G7X. It's great, but I'm just not smart with my money. I sold my old one and I was like, I can sell it and get the brand new one, which was like $800.
Yeah.
So I did that and I've never used it.
Yeah. And I feel like even you last week, like sharing this, the G7X is really great for people who especially are beginners and wanting to vlog. So I do think it's a great camera, but it comes in hand with like, are you going to be using this product? You know? Yeah, because mine's been sitting in my drawer for a while, but I do love taking it with me when I travel.
Yeah, I definitely think if I traveled more, then it would be worth it. But I bought it before we went on our Europe trip. And I never used it.
I used
my first one, our first Europe trip I used, but our second Europe trip that we did in 2021, I don't even know if I brought it, but I bought it for that.
Yeah, I do remember I brought mine and I did like some little vlogs with it. And that's what comes into like what we talked about, like I think in like the second episode with like recording on my phone versus recording on the camera. And it's also hard to be doing both.
Yeah. Off of that really quick, I remembered when we were in Europe and I was the first time and I had my vlog camera. I need to take a video with my vlog camera, but then I need to take a video with my phone on Instagram and Snapchat so I could post to both places. But then I also want to take pictures with my camera. And it was just like, I have so much stuff. That just reminded me when you said that.
Yeah.
But,
it is a great product if you are willing to use it. I mean, that honestly goes with anything. Like, even with us buying clothes. It's like,
literally.
if you know it's going to be useful, then get it. But if you're kind of like iffy, being like your phone video camera works perfectly great as well to be recording, doing videos, doing TikToks, YouTube videos. Like, yeah. But if you just want to have that little like extra step into getting into the YouTube vlogging era, G7X.
Yeah, if you're going to use it.
The next thing on my list is something that comes in with being in the industry and seeing on social media people always buying some luxury products. And I am somebody who, you know, has to save up my money a little bit. When I see people posting they're buying like $1,000 bags and all these cool things, like obviously I want it. And so there was this one product that I saw that I was like, I need it. I love it. I saw people posting about it and I was like, I need this for myself. That product was the pink Gucci sandals, heeled sandals that were $350. And I was like, well, at least it's not $1,000.
You know, honestly, when you said $350, I was like, not bad.
Not bad. It honestly isn't bad. I think what is bad is that I have maybe worn them only one time in my life.
Yeah.
And that time was because I took them with us to Hawaii and I wore them in the sand because I was like, I've never worn them, so I'm going to get them dirty.
I don't even remember you wearing them.
You know, I remember we had a reservation to Dupes on Waikiki Beach.
Okay.
And we couldn't find the entrance, so we're running on the beach and I was wearing my Gucci sandals that I paid $350 for, and I'm like, we were late. And they said, if you don't get here on your time, you are not going to be seated. Yes. I looked at the ground and I don't know what it was. I just hate walking barefoot in sand. And I was like, I'm not going to take them off. And I started running in the sand with them on. So that was my use out of it. But going back to what I was going to say was, I feel like that was a very impulse decision of me. I saw them. I loved them. I looked it up and they were at my local store near me. So I drove there and I tried them on. And when I put them on my feet, I was like, they're not the most comfortable.
You're like, oh, but they're cute.
They were like rubber and like stiff and sticky, and like I didn't love it on my feet, but I was like, I'm here. I also felt like I had to buy them because the attendant was helping me out, grabbing my sizes, and they're watching you, and I know they're getting commission.
Yeah.
And I felt like, not like I was forced, but I was like, I have to get them. So that day I did buy them, and you know, it was a fun little like unboxing and like showing other people. But now that you're here and listening, you do not need to buy them. And that goes along with literally anything that you see on social media too. When you're getting influenced by all these people, like, it is cool to see, and you can watch through the camera and see the joy of the unboxing, like for them, with them. It doesn't mean you need to buy it for yourself unless it is something you want for yourself. That's the whole like world of social media now, is that everybody feels the need to have their own products for themselves. And with that being said, if you see a listing on my Depop or Poshmark for these sandal slides, please buy them
for $350.
I'll mark it down to $349.
Well, on that note, I will say I feel like I am a very materialistic person, and I am that person that I see someone post it and I'm like, I need that bag right now. No matter what, I need that bag. So pretty much going off what you said, I have a few big purchases that I not fully regret, but I don't know. Okay. First one, I had this Gucci bag that I wanted so bad, which I still love it. But we went to Europe. Mm-hmm. I got it in Italy, and it was, you know, I do not regret that whole experience that we had. That was amazing. I made a video about buying my dream Gucci bag.
It was such a fun experience, honestly. That was like our first time, I think, being in a luxury store. Mm-hmm. And obviously, like, we're overseas, like we're in a whole new country, and it was just a cool experience.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I love the bag. I love the bag still, but it was very expensive. Mm-hmm. And it was very expensive I've probably only used it 10, 15 times in the past 4 years, you know, which, like, I do get if it is expensive, like, I should only bring it out for special occasions, but it's like I don't get my use out of it.
Yeah.
But so that I semi regret, but semi not, because I think I'll cherish that bag forever.
And I also just want to add, like, with what you said, my mind tells me, like, if I'm buying $1,000 bag, some reason my mind's like, don't use it. It will get dirty. You will ruin it, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm going to buy, like, a $200 bag, I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. I'll throw whatever in it. I just ruined my Coach bag by throwing in a tube of lipstick that didn't have a cap on. Oh, no. And it got rubbed in there. But it's okay. Nobody will see inside of it. But if that was like $1,000 bag, I think I would be so upset.
Also with that, I just love Gucci and I'm very materialistic. But I bought a couple of bags from the Gucci outlet. And one I do not regret, which it was still expensive, but I use it as my everyday bag. And it's like kind of beat up now, which makes me kind of sad. But I'm like, I got my use out of it. I use it every single day. The second bag I bought that day was, I think, $100 more than the bag that I use every day. And I have not once ever used it.
Is that the backpack that you got?
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, no, I mean, but I've used the backpack a few times. Okay. Like when I travel and stuff, I use that. It's like the white and like beige one, which like, okay, it could go with my outfit today.
Yeah. You could have worn it on the podcast.
Yeah. You don't even know what bag I'm talking about.
I don't. I have nothing comes to my mind.
Exactly. And so I've been trying to resell it and everything, and I want to get, like, it's brand new, you know? I want to get at least like almost what I paid for it. People are like $200, $300. I'm like, no.
You're never gonna get how much you pay for. Like, that's what I feel like with anything. Like, if I buy something from the store, if I buy a t-shirt for $50, I will maybe sell it for $5. Yeah. Like, that's the thing with resellers, is like, you can never really get what you paid for.
But yeah, there's just things, especially like the luxury things, where like you think, I go back and forth because I do love my Gucci purse that I bought in Italy. But I do also hear people say stuff that's like, if you can't afford it, like if you have to work so hard to get one paycheck to pay for this, like, or get 5 paychecks to pay for it, whatever, like, you shouldn't buy it. Yeah. Like, don't buy stuff that expensive until you can actually afford it.
That is true. I feel like we were like young, materialistic, and like that was a big memory we have too on the trip. Yeah. To where I'm like, that is funny. I remember you being like, I saved up all my money for this, but it was cool.
Yeah. And I also just want to say, these bags that I bought at the outlet that I spent so much on, I put them on credit cards. Oh. You know, so it's not even like I had the money. Oh. I was just like, oh, Gucci outlet. Ooh, I have space on my credit card. Let me buy it. And, I also think I bought some Gucci glasses and I've never worn those either. So moral of the story, don't buy it unless you need it. Moral of this entire episode is don't buy it unless you need it. Don't buy it unless you have the money for it. And just don't buy it.
Just overall, don't buy it.
Don't buy anything. One other thing I had on my list that kind of goes with this, which I was debating on bringing this up, but me being very materialistic, seeing everyone posting these bags, there's some websites that make some dupes. Some great dupes.
Yeah, I have some from there. Yeah.
I have some. And it's great. It's great because you can get a dupe Gucci bag for $30 or $50, and sometimes they look really good. Yeah. But I saw that and I went so over the top. I was like, this is the craziest website I've ever seen. And I probably spent what I could have gotten for a nice Gucci bag. Yeah. But on like 15 bags. Yeah. But then it's like, I'm scared to wear it out in public. I'm scared to, I don't know, because people are going to be like, oh, that's fake. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the logistic or like the mind of people in general buying dupes. I feel like most people aren't buying a dupe to like say it's real though. Yeah. Right? Like if somebody were to ask, you would probably be like, oh no, it's fake. Like I got it for $30.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but I do agree like with what you're saying, because some people may be like, oh, like what is she doing? Like she has a fake bag, you know? But I'm like, I don't make as much money as you do, so obviously it's going to be not real.
So let me buy a knockoff that looks just like it for $30. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. If you find one of those websites, be careful because it is addicting.
That's one thing. But also there's this website that we use where we spent a good amount of money and never received any products.
And that was the first time I was introduced to Dupes. Indiana was like, look at this website. And I ordered like probably $200 worth of stuff. And I received none of it.
Yeah.
None.
And I did, so that was weird. Yeah. But it's just because these are like all independent sellers. So it's like you really don't know who's going to scam you and not.
Yeah.
So be careful. My next one on the list is something that is being talked about right now on TikTok. I've been seeing a lot of videos, and although I have not experienced this personally, I do feel like I have some opinions, I guess, about this. A lot of people are comparing like celebrities' pictures of their face from when they had their regular, beautiful, original teeth to now them with veneers.
Yeah.
And people are like, bring back original smiles. And I'm like, that is so interesting because somewhere in this journey of Hollywood, people think they need to be perfect and get all this like plastic surgery, all this whatever. They need to shave down their teeth to get perfect smiles. And when you look at like these videos of the before and afters, I love these people's smiles beforehand. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's what makes them them. And that's like how they're original and whatnot. And I don't know. I just really like that. I feel like it's a good topic that people are talking about right now. Obviously, there are reasons for why people need to get like this stuff done. And also with me saying this now, who knows? Maybe in a few years, I may get some chipped teeth and I need to get veneers for myself. I feel like I just love the originality of some people of how they look without them.
Yeah, I get that because soon everyone's going to have the same smile.
Yes.
Because you can't change it up that much with fake teeth. Everyone is going to look exactly the same. Mm-hmm. And like people even get plastic surgery to look like other celebrities. Like, yeah. It's wild.
And like with what we're saying, if you want to do it for your own confidence, like I'm not trying to downgrade anything, you do it for you. This is just something that's come up in the world of social media that I've never thought about, you know, so it's not even like my original idea. I've seen people talk about it and I just something that I'm thinking about now. And also I guess it's coming up in my brain because before I would see these perfect smiles and I would be like, oh, I want that, like my teeth, I got 2 big teeth or whatever. And I'm like, but then when I see people really appreciating like the originality of people's faces and smiles, I'm like, like maybe I don't need to grow up and get that.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone can just be themselves, be different. And yeah. Everyone's just too judgmental these days.
That is so true.
That's what it is. It's just like care about yourself. And what my dad always says is if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So if you don't have anything nice to say about our podcast, don't say it at all. So since we were talking about some big priced items, I want to talk about buying a car.
Ooh.
I love my car. But. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't change anything. I have an Audi and I love my Audi and I want another Audi. Mm-hmm. But I even heard before I bought an Audi, once it gets up there, once you get those miles, you're going to start having the problems. You're going to start paying. You're going to pay for your consequences.
Oh, goodness. Is this with all cars or specifically Audis?
I mean, it probably is with all cars, but Audis are German cars, so they're more expensive to fix.
Gotcha.
And I went into that knowing that. I'm like, oh, it's not going to be that much more expensive. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I just think, and this is me being materialistic again, I wanted an Audi.
Yeah.
And I still want one. But I could have gotten like a Toyota or a Honda or something. And it probably wouldn't be that expensive to fix for the problems that I have. And I haven't had too many problems, but I just think that I definitely could have been smarter with my choices. I could have gotten a Toyota or something and everything is here and not, you don't have to get it shipped from overseas.
Another thing that I just thought about, speaking of cars, which I don't, like, it's not something I want to de-influence. I don't know if I also like regret buying it, but when I was in the market for getting my car, my number one thing on my list was I needed a convertible. I needed to know how it felt to drive down PCH with my top down, wind in my hair. And when I did get my car, it definitely, I drove around with that convertible down all the time. Yeah. But I guess I also had like people in my car. We were riding around. It was so fun. I don't remember the last time I drove with the top down. I haven't used it, I feel like, in years.
Yeah.
And that was my number one thing.
And so do Mustangs, they have some that are convertibles and some that aren't, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know if the convertible, was it more expensive to get that one?
You know what? I honestly don't quite remember. I do know that insurance is more expensive because somebody can, break into that pretty easily. Nobody. This is not a thing for you to go try.
This is not an invitation.
Yeah. But with insurance, like, you have that concern. Yeah. But yeah, you just brought that up in my brain. I was like, you know what? I haven't even driven like with my convertible down. I guess it is like winter time now. I guess when it hits summer, I'm going to try doing that as much as I can. The next one that I have on my list is a little bit more niche. And it is because I have a feud with this restaurant.
Okay.
Before trying this restaurant, I have seen many review videos. I obviously, before I eat anything, I love to sit down eating videos of these people eating these things, and I'm like watering in my mouth being like, I need to try this. Like, I'm so excited for it. And all these videos, people are like, this is the best thing they've ever had. I love pizza. I love all types of pizza. My favorite ones is I love ordering like Domino's, but I want some really like nasty, like nasty in a good way, like some greasy, a good pizza. Like, I like Domino's. I also love the very authentic like Italian pizzerias. Like, those are my personal favorite. Somebody told me that to try their favorite, Papa John's,
which I have always heard that it's like the best pizza, and they're really expensive.
So I've given them I think 2 tries now. The first try was me and Austin wanted some pizza, and we were so excited, so we got like a half and half situation. I don't really remember what it was that was wrong. It just didn't taste good. We were like, this isn't baked fully. It was like, I don't know, it was just weird. Like, it was just so doughy, and it was just weird. First of all, also, it's so expensive. It's like $30 for like a small pizza.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, we'll just never order this again.
Yeah.
And I am very influenced. That's one thing about me, is that if somebody's showing a product to influence, my brain's not like I need that product. But if somebody is showing food to advertise, my brain is like, I need that right here and now. I need it sitting in a plate right in front of me. So I saw a video one day as I was scrolling trying to think about what to eat, and somebody was eating Papa John's pizza. So my brain was like, you know what? Let's give it another shot. I ordered myself a personal sized pizza. It still was probably like $20 or $30. It was so expensive.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm so excited. Like, I'm so looking forward to this. I opened up my pizza box, and I would describe it as if they made this pizza with love and care and put their toppings on there. Beautiful. And then somebody, let's just say a child, grabs the box and starts shaking it so aggressively. I open that box, it's everywhere. It's a full mess. And I wish I had the picture to show you, but it already just didn't look appealing. And then they don't even cut the slices fully through, so you're ripping these pizza slices across, and it's still so doughy, and it still doesn't taste great. And I'm just like, I'm done, Papa John's. Me and you are over. I'm never trying it ever again.
I need to try it. I need to see what this is. You're influencing me to try it with this.
I like Domino's is my favorite.
Yeah, honestly, I love Domino's.
Yeah.
Me and Jamie have been on like a Domino's kick recently. Oh, now I want pizza.
I know, it does sound so good now.
Oh, I'm going to go to Sam's Club and get some pizza.
Ooh. My next one that also has to go along with food. This one is specifically the nichest thing ever, okay? And I'm giving you a fair warning right now. If you happen to ever be going to Honolulu, Hawaii, and you so happen, like I mentioned previous in this episode, if you so happen to be going to their very popular restaurant, Dupes on Waikiki Beach, I am giving you a warning right now. Please, for the love of everything, do not buy the wild mushroom and spinach ravioli. You will regret it.
That's what it was called?
That's what it was called. Doesn't that sound delicious?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what was in it, because me and Teddie bought this item. It is $27, and Teddie has like something to say. Like, she says she's never not eaten her meal before.
Yeah, like I like anything, and even if it's something that I'm like, it's okay, I will still eat it because I like food.
It was something we both left full on our plates untouched. And I don't even know how to describe, like, us saying this probably sounds like oh, it wasn't good.
Yeah. Like, even thinking about it now, I'm like, how could I not like something?
It was something.
But I literally didn't eat it.
Yeah, we both. And I remember the waiter came over and was like, how are your foods? And we were like, so good. And it was something we were like, we thought we were getting something different. Okay, so it says wild mushroom and spinach ravioli. That sounds so delicious. Yeah. I thought I was getting some mushroom raviolis. It says coconut ginger vegetable broth is what the raviolis were soaked in. That's why it was like the weird broth, because the broth I couldn't get. I was like, it just had a weird flavor that I didn't love. It had roasted sweet potatoes inside the ravioli. It wasn't not spinach inside.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I blocked it out of my brain because I can't tell you what it tastes like. I just remember it was so gross.
I don't know. I just thought of when I was thinking of food items, I was like, what is something that I literally did not like?
Yeah.
And it was that thing. And we both had to end up resulting into buying the salad bar so we could eat our meals because we were starving.
And after you saying this reminded me, I used to go to Red Robin all the time as a kid. I loved Red Robin. Yeah. And I went there recently, maybe like a few months ago, and it was the worst thing I've ever had. And I don't know if maybe it was just the restaurant, but it was like I never want to go there again.
What was bad about it? Like,
I don't even remember what I got. But I think I probably got a burger or something, but whatever I got, it was just like, it wasn't good. Maybe that Red Robin I went to wasn't doing too well, but I'm never going to go back.
And I also think I'm giving more justice for our raviolis. I think the other people at our table tried it and they were like, what is that?
Yeah. We were all like, what is in this? Like, it was so gross.
Yeah. And I love raviolis, so I was so disappointed.
And even we'll talk about this again on another episode, but this is reminding me, we went to Europe one time and we went to this pasta place that was literally like a butcher place. Like, there were like dead animals. Yeah. And we went to this pasta place and Indiana got like the vegetarian one or vegan one, whatever they offered. And I got like a carbonara, I believe. And we get our food, we're eating this, and Indiana is in my ear. She's like, I don't even remember what you said.
You know what I said? I said, I'm eating my vegetarian pasta. And I was like, can you please smell this? It smells like horse. It tastes like horse.
Like, it smelled like horse poop.
I smelled barn in my pasta that's supposed to be vegetarian. And something was just telling me that there is barn animals in here.
Yeah. And I'm usually like fine with like eating whatever. Like, I didn't think it tasted that bad. It was a little salty, I think I remember. But Indiana's just talking about, it tastes like horse. It tastes like horse poop, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here trying to like swallow my food. And I'm like, you're right. I'm done.
But I was passing around my dish. I was going to all the same people who ordered my vegetarian dish. Yeah. Because there was only like 3 dishes or something. Yeah. So like half of the 50 people had my dish. And I was like, does it taste like horse to you? And they're like, no, it tastes fine. I don't know what was wrong.
No, but it definitely like smelled like it. I don't know. That just reminded me too of things.
So you know what we did instead, which I would honestly love to share the story, but we did end up going to the local Burger King around the corner.
But I think we went there, and then like half of like the people that we went to Europe with, we saw them there. They
followed us because they didn't want to eat their horse meat, their horse pasta.
We live and we learn. Okay, so my last thing that I put on my list is Coachella.
Oh,
listen. Ooh. I love Coachella and I hate it at the same time. Love-hate relationship.
I love it and I hate it at the same time.
But the first time I went to Coachella, the only people I wanted to see was Black Bear and the neighborhood, which is fine. Love Coachella, hate Coachella, all of the above. But then I was thinking and I was like, is it really worth the $500 ticket plus like the $1,000 stay to go see 2 people?
Plus transportation.
Yes.
Plus foods.
Yes.
Plus like drinks.
So honestly, probably like upwards of $2,000 for 3 days for me to only see 2 people, which I enjoyed. I love concerts and everything. I enjoyed it. But really thinking about it, it's like, is it worth it?
It's all about the experience.
Yeah.
I would say too. Like with my opinion too, I feel like I am the type of person, I don't care what the lineup's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, besides this last one was the first year we did not go to Coachella, sadly. Every year, people, you know, you get the people that complain and it's like this lineup sucks. Every year the lineup sucks.
Yeah.
Regardless of who is playing, everybody is going to complain about it, no matter what. You could have the most amazing people. You had Beyonce as one of the headliners. People still said it sucked. Like,
people us said it sucked. People us didn't see Beyonce.
But like, seriously, every year people will complain about it regardless. So I never think about it as something where I don't care about who's playing. I'm going for the experience. And I feel like it is a fun experience. It is honestly, like, I would explain it as if you are like in the military or something, going through some training. It takes a lot on you mentally and physically to go through a weekend of Coachella.
Yeah, it really does. And then you usually get sick when you get home. And
yes. Yeah. You get the freaking dirt cough or whatever. You get all the dust in up your nose and your throat. It's pretty bad. But it is a fun experience. You know, if you are wanting to go specifically to see people, it may be a waste of money if you're wanting to only see 2 people. Yeah. But I don't know. I just think it is like an experience. And it is something that, like, we have fun. But we do, at the end of the night, every night, we are regretting it when we are walking home like cattle side to side, like trying to make it home.
It's insane.
Even if we can make it home. Yeah. Because we've had some stories.
And that's the thing where there's just like it's an experience. It's a great experience. But also some aspects of it are just like so horrible. Yes. That it's like, is it worth it?
Not even exaggerating. Horrible. Yeah. We were stranded one night, could not get a ride home. Yeah. We were staying 1 hour away from the festival. We could not walk to our location. We could not get an Uber. We were stranded, and I thought we were going to have to spend the night on the streets.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. I guess that's also why we took a break from a year off, because after that scenario, we were done. But with that being said, I feel like if we do want to have this fun experience, we would have to get a place near the festival that maybe has some good transportation, maybe a shuttle, maybe a hotel where the shuttle picks you up from the hotel. Yeah. You know, that would just be what we need to do next time.
Yeah. Or camp, but I don't want to camp. So.
No. I feel like camping could honestly be worse. Yeah. The last thing that I would have to say, I guess it goes along honestly with like everything we talk about, but I just think it's having the abundance of like anything. So us, obviously you mentioned like having abundance of clothes in your closet. Something that came to mind, because every day when I'm sitting on my makeup desk doing my makeup, I'm very lucky enough to have an abundance of makeup products. But realistically, I'm only using the same eyeliner, the same eyeshadow, the same lipstick every single day. There is no reason for me to have 20 different lipsticks, freaking so many different things. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it's something that you don't really need. When you see a new lip gloss come out, it's like you don't really need it. If you want it, if you can afford it, if you want to try it, go for it. Yeah. But I feel like that's something, you know, in our de-influencing era, I'm going to clean out my makeup drawer and kind of get rid of a lot of things that I don't use. So yeah,
I'm ready for some spring cleaning. Yeah. I'm ready to get rid of stuff I don't need.
Which we'll have some cleansing out your life episode that I'm excited for. Yeah, that's going to come soon.
For that. I just think that the moral of this episode is just to be smart with your money. If you don't need it, you don't need to buy it. Yeah. If you do need it, make sure you have some good reasons for why you're getting it.
That's so true. And if it's something, because I always go through this phase where, you know, you debate if you want it or not. Yeah. And I think if it is a debate, if it's like, ooh, do I like it or do I not? Then it should just be a no. Yeah. If it's something you see and you're like, oh my God, that is the cutest purse I've ever seen. It's like, okay, then you really like it. Like, go for it. But if it is something where you're like, should I get it? Yeah. I don't know.
Like, maybe I'll use it.
It's probably no. I would just say that. Yeah.
So on to the fun part of this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see what I'm fanning myself with.
She's fanning or I guess it's one pretty much, $100 Visa gift card. She's fanning it to herself, you know, like she's a princess.
This is going to go to one lucky listener who entered the giveaway, and I think we're going to do that right now. There were 28
applicants,
which
is crazy. Thank you for all of these reviews. Obviously it helps our podcast, but we're also grateful that all of you listen and wanted to even enter this giveaway, which is really cool. So again, this is for a $100 Visa gift card for you to treat yourself for this holiday season. We are so happy to be able to do this. So without further ado, Teddie, you want to grab a name out of my pink cowgirl hat that I have here? She's shaking it up. She is going to pick one out.
Okay, I'm going to pick 2. Close your eyes and you choose. I'm going to put my mic down. Right or left hand?
Let's choose the left.
Okay, here you are. You want me to read it?
Yeah, you read it. Get your mic. Get your mic.
And the winner of the $100 gift card is Shane Spalding.
Ooh, that's so exciting. This is one of the people that listen to my stream, so shout out to you. I told my stream to enter this giveaway, and so I'm glad that it worked out in their favor.
Yeah, that's so exciting. That was fun.
That was honestly...
I was like, someone's fate is in my hands right now.
Why was I literally thinking of like the Hunger Games? Yeah. Like fate in a good way, not a bad way, but you're like, the winner of the $100.
I know, I felt like it was like so serious. I was like, okay, who's gonna win this? But congratulations, Shane.
Yes. We will personally DM you and let you know that you're the winner. We'll get that information to send over the gift card. So congratulations.
I can't wait to do another giveaway.
I know. Maybe sometime in the future. So make sure you're still listening to our podcast to find out if we ever do have any more in the future.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Well, that was it for this episode. I had so much fun de-influencing you all. I hope you guys are better at saving your money than I am.
Me too.
Hopefully you guys don't even need this episode. Like, you could still listen, but hopefully everyone is a smart spender.
Smart and responsible.
Yes, unlike us.
Like a snort. Before we sign off, we wanted to wish you all a happy holidays since Christmas will be coming up before we see you next week. We hope you have a happy holidays, eat some good food, get some fun presents.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Well, we will see you all next week. And we are
the Quirky Cast. Bye.